Hello, my friends. Rolling into another glorious Monday here in the United States. I'm a little nervous about this live, but I figured I just need to go for it. And I've got kids that are going to walk through the door any minute. So I wanted to take a quick minute to chat with you. Like many of you, I have been pretty much glued to my phone since Saturday's events in Minneapolis. I am shocked, disgusted, overwhelmed, and incredibly sad for the families of Alex Preddy and Renee Good, just for the fact that they are now memorialized forever as markers of this moment in history. And I have seen a lot of content creators and influencers saying things about what's happening and acknowledging what's happening, which I think is great. But there are plenty of people who are saying nothing. And I am firmly in the camp of silence at this stage is complicity. If you're silent, you're complicit. And I think especially from white men and women. So I just I've been thinking a lot about this and how to kind of handle it in my own world and in my own little corner of the internet. I certainly don't have the largest following, but I have, a few friends here in my community. So my thoughts basically, this page is not going to turn into a rabbit hole of political commentary, but money is inherently political. It always has been. It always will be. And to not acknowledge that fact is basically just affirming the reality that you have never been negatively affected enough by policies to pay attention. Our brothers and sisters of color throughout this country, unfortunately, have not had that luxury literally ever here in the United States. So the question becomes for someone like me who has a small business, how do you go forward? How do you acknowledge the chaos of the world and still promote the small business that supports your family? How do you do that without seeming callous or ignorant or naive? And I have no idea what the answer is. I mean, white people have had such privilege for so many years, myself included, absolutely, that I don't know what the right path forward is. But, standing on the internet and in a live is not really brave. What's brave is, protecting a woman who's been assaulted by 7 federal agents and losing your life for it. So the least I can do is get out here and, acknowledge it and look for, show you from my lens how I want to try to make a difference and help. While I don't know what the answer exactly is, what I do know is that I left corporate America a bit over a year ago because the thought of being incentivized to just go out and find more rich people and then let's help them get richer really was not the impact that I wanted to have on the world. I feel really strongly that my gifts are being able to take critically important information that has been systemically left out of our general education curriculum and present it to women in a way that helps them feel empowered, helps them feel educated and confident to move forward in their financial future with true confidence. Because the actual reality is that women with money have options. They can donate. They can take unpaid time off to show up for their communities or their families. They can leave jobs or relationships that no longer align with their values. They can move if they need to. So having your financial shit in order is not just about getting more zeros in your 401k. Let's see how many commas we can get in that 401k. Obviously, that's nice. It's about having the capacity to speak with your dollars when it's actually needed without sacrificing your quality of life or your safety or security. So I'm going to continue to promote my small business that supports my family. I'm going to continue to speak up and contact my reps. I looked at my follower analytics from Saturday and I lost quite a few followers, but see ya. And I don't care. I'm going to continue to speak up and contact my reps when I don't agree with what's happening in our country. And I hope you do too, because this is not a left or a right issue. It's just not. It's a humanity issue that is grounded in morals and ethics. And if you can't agree with me on that, then please feel free to unfollow and learn about money from someone else. Because if you learn about money and we're not on the same alignment with these ethics and morals, I'm not sure I want you to have a lot more money and spend it elsewhere, because who knows what you'll do with it. So for those of you that are here, I so appreciate you being in my community. I would love to hear from you guys, maybe what you have seen as you've been looking in your social media feeds. You know, what have you liked about, I mean, we are not in a world that any of us have been in. Again, fully acknowledging that our neighbors of color have been having to deal with these realities since the beginning of time. But you know, with that said, there's a lot more eyes that have been opened, and, you know, again, including a lot of white women, and we need to do something. It's our responsibility and our duty to say something. So I would love to hear from you guys about, you know, what you think has been powerful that you've been seeing on the internet. I thank you for being in my community and being here. I look forward to hopefully, you know, getting to know more of you as my business continues to grow. But take care of yourselves. Thanks for being here. Please do send me a message. Let me know how people are, you know, how you're seeing people react and what you're liking and not liking. And again, I just wanted to pop in and say hello. I tried to make this a reel, but the editing really overwhelmed me. So here I am. But thanks for everybody. I hope you guys have a good Monday, and take care of yourself and stay safe.